Glad to have you join us again. You're watching Editors Forum, exclusive to Galaxy Television. And we showed you a couple of reactions as well as updates on what transpired aftermath the IPOB military clash in Abia State earlier in the week. Now we're turning attention to an in-depth discussion and analysis on this issue. I'm joined by public affairs analyst Chijioke Eze. Thank you very much for finding time to come.
Thank you, Nifemi.
Yemi Saka is an online journalist. It's always a pleasure to have you come.
It's nice to be back here, Nifemi.
All right, so whose word are we going to believe right now between what the IPOB leader is saying and what the military senior officers are saying? Now, they call this exercise the Operation Python Dance 2. It's not the first time it's happening in the southeastern region. As a matter of fact, the military is saying, why is it really getting so much attention in Abia State? We have tried it out in other neighboring states. As a matter of fact, they said the exercise in its first instance was so successful that they had to continue it. And it's basically a training exercise. Let me start with you, Chijioke Eze. The perception of the Nigerian military is not very pleasant with Nigerians. It's always an enforcement order. It's always a clash between the military and the civilian. In your opinion, what actually transpired here?
I'll say this. There's been a dearth of diplomacy in the handling of these matters. The reason is small and simple. We haven't purged ourselves of the military occupation of our minds. Maybe of the polity of the country, maybe the politics, yes. A lot of the uniformed men have been eased out, though the retired ones are very much in power and in play, but our minds are still preoccupied with military action. And that's why, as opposed to training, empowering our police, the NSCDC, and other security outfits and paramilitary outfits to handle the civil disturbances, we find ourselves quickly resorting to military action, which, whether it's a training, Abia State is not the military training school. The southeastern part of Nigeria is not a military training school. So it's an inexcusable statement to say it's a training exercise. Who are you training? Are you training the military people? What happened to the Nigerian Defense Academy? What happened to the military depot in Kaduna State? So when you say you're bringing infantry, the infantry are warriors. They're the people who go to war. So when you're bringing them into the midst of civilians, how exactly are you training the civilians to become exposed to military action, or are you training the military men on how to handle, I don't want to use the word manhandle, on how to handle civilians? I don't think it's a proper thing to do.
Let me bring Yemi in here. The account of the military is that the suspected IPOB militants blocked the road. It's not the first time that we're hearing this story. You recall what happened with this Islamist
Al-Zazaki,
they also blocked the road against the troops of 145 Battalion while on a show of force along the FMC World Bank Road. What is the expectation of the Nigerian military when civilians block the road? Because the last time it happened, quite a number of people died, and the dust is yet to settle.
Yeah, I probably want to say this because I have an elementary knowledge of military operations and what have you. What happened along the Kaduna Zaria Road, on the spot, the military authorities are justified because you don't expect these guys to be going around with what you call blanks. They have live ammunitions on them. And the highest ranking officer in the command and control structure of the army was in that convoy, who was the chief of army staff. And for you to barricade this convoy, and after, they were very civil, and you became hostile, we should be careful how we second guess decision taken on the spot. Because you want to go by the Geneva Convention that says you have to identify if the crowd is hostile. That's the first step. Second step is you warn them. The third step is you fire warning shots. The fourth step is you isolate the women and children from the crowd. And the fifth is you engage the violent crowd or the agitated crowd. We can go on and on. Those academic recommendations and what have you. And I'll say this to you. This goes back to failure of intelligence. There was no need for the military to be deployed in Abia State. I know that no modern day military conducts military operations in urban area. They have drills, they do their drills away from civilian settlements. Even if you want to train them for urban warfare, there is a simulation exercise in some strategic locations away from from where the civilians population is, and you can conduct your exercise. I know there's a range in Makurdi for the Nigerian Army. That's where they have the firing range.
Correct.
I know, like you said, there's NDA. They've moved to their permanent site in Kaduna on your way to the airport. So
fantastic.
It's not excusable. You can't come with any excuse for this. I know the main thing. I might be wrong, but my own perception and opinion is they want to go after Nnamdi Kanu. And if you want to go after Nnamdi Kanu, it's a very simple exercise. You don't need the military. The first set of people you should send there is probably the DSS, because this is an intelligence issue matter.
I don't want us to start assuming, because all of those are not founded yet.
No, but
whether that was the intention of the military. But
no,
one thing that is certain,
yeah,
I mean, was the videos we saw.
No, I'm coming. I was
one thing that is certain is that we saw a civilian group of young guys who were hostile to the military. Now,
I know.
I want us to begin by defining.
I was going to say, I was going
hostility.
to get it, but fine. Nifemi, there's tension in that land. It's obvious to even to the blind and the deaf. Then were they expecting? Were the men of Nigerian Army expecting the people in Abia State or people close to Nnamdi Kanu? The guy has been able to gather a large band of idiots to believe in his ideology. So they're expecting those large band of idiots to come, welcome the Nigerian Army with drums and trumpets and say, "Welcome to our land."
You have to check your language very quickly.
I know.
Not many of our viewers will be comfortable
but
with using that particular word.
I know.
So
but
let's,
secondly, even if you want to go into Abia State to prove a point or to crush this whatever threat IPOB pose to Nigerian sovereignty and national security, as we speak, these people are Nigerians. So even if you know you're going to incur collateral damage, you have to be so sure the collateral damage is as minimal as possible, because they're still Nigerians.
But why are we making an issue out of a show of force? It is not the force that the military is organizing a show of force. Why is this different? Why are we assuming?
I like to say this first before we go further. I am Igbo. Now, we can debate where my sentiments lie, but I can assure you that the bulk of those viewing this show right now would not appreciate your term.
I know.
Saying the bunch of idiots.
I didn't say band.
Not all the band, not all the Igbos would support it.
I know.
So if you at the earliest opportunity, I think you should withdraw the use of the word
withdraw it before
idiot.
they start sending texts.
Exactly. I think you should withdraw it and then maybe replace it with a band of followers.
No, let me say a band of misguided
followers,
blinded followers.
Okay, now back to the point of show of force. Here is the thing: if you and I have a dispute, direct, indirect, name it, perceived in whatever way, but there's an established discomfort between you and I would not wait for you to come to me. You polish your gun, you bring out your cartridge, you fuse all the bullets,
demonstrating,
cock it. It's not until you put it to my head and I hear then the last sound I hear is the bullet passing through my head that I would react. There has been the agitation. Nnamdi Kanu had been locked up prior to this time. He'd raised his followers prior to this time. So if the army truly wants to show force, and it is a drill and exercise, why did you choose Abia State?
An already inflamed situation.
Let us itemize.
I like to get somewhere.
Let us itemize
somewhere.
certain things.
Okay.
Chijioke, why did you choose Abia? Since you guys have chosen to assume that it was a show of force. You started the show particularly for Nnamdi Kanu.
No.
But wait, let me also remind you.
I want to start with you saying you introduced the term show of force.
That's right.
Well, that's not an assumption on our part. The part
that's
of
what the military calls it.
Yes, the part of occupying Nnamdi Kanu's apartment is not our assumption. There are videos backing it up.
They did not occupy Nnamdi Kanu's apartment.
Occupation.
Because we have to be very careful about the statements we make on this.
Maybe choosing not
because
careful.
there are two groups involved on this issue.
Yes.
It wasn't Nnamdi Kanu who was saying they occupied his compound. The military has a different story to tell.
But what did the video say?
They said that a suspected IPOB militants blocked the road against the troops. They were not only in Nnamdi Kanu's area, they've been everywhere.
My question is small and simple. When it happened in Kaduna, it wasn't a 1 minute affair. It wasn't 20 minutes. It wasn't 1 hour. It was a repeated appeal until the supposed civilians on the part of Zakzaki attacked the army, and then the army engaged. And there was a video evidence of the entire transaction in Kaduna. There are multiple evidences.
There were also several appeals on the part of the army before that.
Correct.
Took place.
Now, on this particular occasion, there is not a single record of an appeal from the army to the civilians.
There is no
Excuse me,
verified
excuse me,
video
excuse me,
to
excuse
that
me,
effect.
excuse me. The videos we saw of Zagzaki did not require verification. We saw those videos. Now, there might be video manipulation technology across the world, but in Nigeria, it is rare. It is as rare as white diamond in this country. So, we are saying, of all the videos we have seen, there is not a single one of the army appealing to the civilians. One.
But we saw the civilians throwing objects.
Absolutely.
Up
So
to the army.
we have seen that agitation.
Yes, sir.
However, there's chronology. Is this prior to Operation Python Dance 2? Had there been military presence in Abia State? Yes. Were there stones thrown at any soldier walking on the road? No. Were there stones thrown at military checkpoints prior to Operation Python Dance? No. Were there videos of stones being thrown at other military checkpoints across Abia State outside of Nnamdi Kanu's traffic area?
What are you saying?
No.
What changed?
What changed? Operation Python Dance changed.
But this is not the first time the Operation Python Dance will happen in Abia.
Okay, can I come in here?
In Abia State.
You see, to me, you might probably want to disagree with me, but I will not take you to the politics in this whole thing. When the president came back from his leave of absence, medical tourism to UK, he came back and we saw the speech, trying to talk tough. The next thing, you saw the Iowa youths withdraw their statements, their quick notice with some conditions. And the next thing, in fulfillment of that talking tough, crossing the national red line, there's Operation Python Dance 2. Now, fine, I will not take us back in history because I don't know, we have to question the credentials of some of these people leading us.
Fantastic.
When the CIA, under William John Casey, wanted to recruit the Sandinistas rebel to house the government in Nicaragua, what they did was a massive disinformation, using right information and what have you to dissuade the minds of Nicaraguans, to tell them why there's a need for revolution or why there's a need for a change of government.
Correct.
And the CIA, under John Casey, with the National Security Advisor and whatever, I can't remember the name as we speak, were funding the Sandinistas, and that was how they achieved it. Now, we have an Nnamdi Kanu that has gone out of hand due to lack of intelligence and fellow intelligence community, because I keep telling people, if I'm in this community, Nnamdi Kanu will not be this popular. Nnamdi Kanu would have either been neutralized or the case would have been dead and buried. That is me. Now it has gone to this stage. I think what a right-thinking commander-in-chief should have done is get his intelligence community, now start the massive disinformation of people in Abia State, come up with counter-narratives that will halt the ascendancy of his own propaganda. By the time there's a conflict of interest and conflict of opinions and clash of opinions, it's not enough ground for you to now go after Nnamdi Kanu with the DSS.
It's all right.
I'm coming. Sorry, and when the DSS go, naturally some people will demonstrate. And you're not sending the military to do a mop-up. Then your military action is justified.
Let us take a break here to bring our viewers in on this conversation. The number to send your text message to is 08035181304. And when we come back after this break, we'll turn our attention to some updates as regards the IPOB agitation. Do join us again.
Chief Law Officers of
You should be dictating your phone number when you sell your market.
We have a collective responsibility to ensure that the unity, peace, and security of the country is not compromised by those seeking to promote their selfish individual interest over and above the national interest.
We in the Northeast, we know what is war. Because the fight of insurgency in the Northeast has not only condemned by the international community, but is unacceptable.
Seems to escalate, most especially when there is humanitarian crisis. But Nigeria have shown commitment, especially the federal government and the state governments of Nigeria, to fight gender-based violence. And this is one of the things we applaud them for.
Women and men have suffered grave violations of their rights, including death, injuries, sexual violence and exploitation, arbitrary detention, forced displacement, attacks on civilians, forced recruitment, and so
on. We honestly want to associate ourselves with what had just happened in Aba, which is in Abia State, and also some of it part of River State. We are not part of it.
And Nigeria can do great things. Igbos, Yoruba, Joko, Hausa, Fulani, all of us together, we can do very great things. And towards older people, we know that this unity will only cause backwardness.
Because without peace,